So a couple of days ago, I was talking to a friend of mine here in Australia, and I told her what I'm about to tell you, and she was absolutely shocked, had no idea it was going on, had no idea Australia was a part of it. So I want to explain this so that people around the world know what is going on, right? Last week, the International Court of Justice, the ICJ, gave a ruling, and it was like an interim ruling, and it said Israel could be committing genocide in Palestine, in the occupied territories, and they issued 6 orders to be complied with immediately to try to prevent genocide from taking place. And one of those was to ensure aid and services reach Palestinians under siege in Gaza. Now, the main agency that provides aid and services is called UNRWA, stands for United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestinians in the Near East. Almost the entire population of Gaza is dependent upon that agency, and even more so post October the 7th. It's absolutely vital to keeping people alive. It is the only thing doing so. So the ICJ has basically said that it is not okay for Israel to limit the work that they're doing or try to stop aid going in. So instead, what Israel did is they accused 12 members of staff at the UNRWA of being involved with Hamas. Now, these are just allegations, nothing has been proven, and that's 12 members of staff out of a total staff of 13,000 employees. So we're talking about 0.1%, less than 1 in 1,000 people who are there. And immediately, the UNRWA has suspended those members of staff pending investigation. They've been like, okay, send us the information, we'll find out what we can and we'll do what we can about it. So whether the allegations are true or have any basis at all or not, those employees are not working there at the moment. However, the US, Germany, the Netherlands, Switzerland, the UK and Australia have suspended all funding to the UNRWA until further notice, right? And without that funding, they simply cannot continue to provide aid in the Gaza Strip and other parts of Palestine and the occupied territories and around the region. So in effect, Israel has successfully ended aid going in there without technically standing in the way of aid going in there. And it's only been able to do that because we've all gone along with it. Right. Now, interestingly, Belgium didn't do it. Belgium has also called for a ceasefire, but Belgium has continued to provide its funding to the UNRWA. And this is what happened this week to the Belgian Development Agency in Gaza. It was completely flattened for no apparent reason. There are no suggestions that anything untoward has been going on there. Right, meanwhile, there are hundreds of not just allegations, but clear, incontrovertible videos of IDF forces actively murdering innocent Palestinians, including a paralysed hospital patient, a man waving a white flag, people queuing up for aid, the family of a paramedic who was on duty in Gaza. We believe that 8,000 children have been killed. Clearly, these cannot be terror suspects or whatever the hell else they are suggesting. Have we cut support for the IDF while they investigate these crimes? And remember that the ICJ ruling is an interim ruling, and it says the ICJ could be committing genocide and they want to take more time to investigate it. Surely, if we're going to prevent support while something's being investigated, the number one thing we should be doing is cutting off support to the IDF. And, while it's being investigated, seriously, anyone with 2 eyes can see that the IDF is clearly committing atrocities that do amount to genocide in Gaza right now. But instead we don't. Not only do we not cut off our support, we're actually continuing to support them diplomatically and in terms of military support, and the extent of which we're not being told about and we're not allowed to find out about, apparently. But we have discovered this week that Israeli military planes have been in and out of 4 different US bases in the UK since the 7th of October. So Israeli military planes are literally coming to the UK to be loaded up with we don't know what, because the Americans won't tell us, and if the UK government does know, they also won't tell us. This is how directly we are supporting the IDF while they blatantly commit atrocities, and meanwhile we're cutting off relief works that are keeping people alive. And when, as there soon will be, there is mass starvation and mass death due to polluted water, due to lack of medical supplies, due to everything that is vital for life being cut off to innocent civilians in Palestine, it is quite clear that it is because we have helped them to get away with doing the exact thing that the International Court of Justice has told them that they should not do, that they should ensure aid and services continue to reach people. We're as culpable as they are, and we know it. This has to change, and we have to keep calling it out. See you next week. Increasingly, the mainstream media is terrible at informing the public of what is really going on. I'm only able to make these videos because people are generous enough to sponsor me making them, and if you're able to be a part of that, I would hugely appreciate it. It can cost as little as $1 a month, and you'll get loads of fun bonus content and lots of extras from me and my undying gratitude. I also massively appreciate it if you're able to like, share these videos and let people out there know what's going on.